report that on top of people like Kare Kaihura, on top of people like Abel Kandiwo and Erweru, recently, Biabashaija, who hates prisons, was sanctioned. Now these sanctions, what do they mean? These people steal money, taxpayers' money from Uganda, and they are rich, they invest this money abroad. That's where they go for medical treatment. That's where they take their children for all that they need. And yes, they treat Uganda as a cemetery. But gladly with these sanctions, they and their families are sanctioned. They are not only blocked from traveling to those countries, but also their wealth is confiscated. On that list, there are notorious human rights violators like one Christopher Damolira. Most of you that have been arrested and taken to CMI, you know the role that Christopher Damolira is playing in abducting and murdering our people. So we know that on that list, we have Christopher Damolira, we have people like Rugumayo, we have people like Namanya Napoleon, and all top and middle level, officers in Museveni's government. We are focusing on them, and we are calling on the international community to sanction these people. Probably when they know that there are repercussions for their actions, they will stop these gross human rights violations. Ladies and gentlemen, another issue I want to address is the recently passed supplementary budget. The regime pushed through their majority in parliament for an additional 3.5 trillion shillings. Now, what is this money for? This money is going to be spent on laughable things, among which are 2.7 billion for supervising the Ghost Lubowa Hospital project. All of you know so much of our money has been stolen through that fake non-existent project. But as if that's not enough, there has been 2.7 million given to supervise that project that you all know does not exist. There is 45 billion shillings put aside to buy a banana peeling machine. 45 billion shillings. There is a 30 billion shillings put aside to help artists and musicians. Now, I am an artist, and I'm not only knowledgeable but concerned in this area. I know that we as the entertainment industry, we need support, but the support is not handouts. We need the policies that will make even the artists in Kabongo, in Kabera Maido, in Gomba, in Rushere, to benefit from a good system, not handouts. I've told my fellow artists time and again that they should not be reduced to beggars. But many of them were arguing that I am bringing politics into music. And they are saying that we should separate music and politics. I want to reiterate my points again, that politics, among other things, is concerned with slicing the taxpayers' money and apportioning it to different things. So, this is how taxpayers' money is being apportioned. Artists have been demanding for a copyright law that will make sure we have policies that will protect artists, not giving them money. But this time around, because General Museveni believes in, patronage, he believes in bribing, he has put that money aside, which money I am even sure is not going to reach the artists. The artists are only being used to steal money. And before long, you'll see fights in the industry, you'll see divisions in the industry, and yes, you'll see so many of them silenced and compromised to support the regime because they will have committed crimes relating to corruption. Now, that is not the problem. The problem is here. First, there's a problem that out of that 3.5 trillion, 418 billion is going to Museveni's house. Now, this is a man that is already spending 2 billion shillings every day. However, that is not enough. Museveni needs another 418 billion to spend some more. Now, an even bigger problem comes here. On top of the 3.5 trillion, there was an addendum of 55 billion. Now, this sounds like a scandal, and it was important that I communicate it to you, ladies and gentlemen. You remember that in the past supplementary budget last year, over 77 billion, members of parliament were each bribed with 40 million shillings. Many of them denied it, but yes, some of them actually spoke the truth that they were given that money. This time they are giving every member of parliament 100 million shillings as a bribe to pass that supplementary. Let me repeat it for clarity. This time the regime is bribing every member of parliament with 100 million shillings of taxpayers' money in order to pass this supplementary budget. Now imagine 55 billion shillings just going out to members of parliament as a bribe. I want to use this opportunity to warn our members of parliament that we know about this and we have broken the news to the population. I have said it many times and I'm saying it today that I will always tell the truth and I will not defend or protect anybody that gets involved in this grand theft. We'll get details and maybe among questions. I'm very glad to have our Minister for Finance here, and it will be a great thing if we would get opportunity to answer a few questions from you. But with that state of affairs, with the way our taxpayers' money is used, now you know, ladies and gentlemen, why our roads are in such a bad state. Now you know why our schools are in such a state. Now you know why the regime is trying to silence us. Now you know why the regime is trying to bring all manner of